When your lifestyle is aligned with nature, something subtle yet powerful begins to happen. Your body doesn't fight the natural flow, it joins it. The result is visible in your skin, your eyes, your breath, your posture. Nature is not in a hurry, yet everything gets done. When you follow that same principle, you stop aging in the usual way. You move with the seasons, you eat when your body asks, you sleep when the world turns dark, and you rise with the sun. This rhythm, simple as it sounds, is the ancient language of vitality. Looking younger is not a trick, it's a result. And that result begins with choosing to no longer live against life itself. In modern society, people are living on a clock that is artificial. Wake before the sun, eat food from packages, drink to forget stress, and rest only when collapsing. The body does not understand this unnatural tempo. It responds with illness, tension, wrinkles, and fatigue. But when you realign yourself to the same laws that guide the wind, the water, and the mountains, your energy becomes cleaner. You stop forcing life and start allowing it. That allowance creates softness on your face, calmness in your breath, and strength in your spine. To align with nature means more than walking in the forest or meditating under a tree. It means remembering your original design. You are made of earth, water, air, fire, and space. If you mistreat these elements within you, the outside begins to suffer. Eating food that is alive, not processed, is not a diet. It is a return. Going to sleep before midnight is not discipline. It is wisdom. Drinking water with gratitude and breathing deeply before meals are not rituals. They are clarity, and this clarity becomes health. That health reflects as youth. It doesn't matter what your age says, your energy speaks louder. Most people chase youth through products, procedures, and denial. But true youthfulness comes from harmony, not hiding. When your lifestyle becomes more aligned with nature, you begin to eliminate what is not needed. You don't stay awake through the night to scroll endlessly. You don't poison your gut with chemicals disguised as pleasure. You don't rush your morning, skip your meals, and ignore your breath. Instead, you choose presence. You choose light over noise. You choose stillness over speed. These choices begin to shape your inner world, and your outer body reflects it. Sunlight on your skin at dawn tells your hormones to balance. Movement before breakfast teaches your blood to circulate freely. Quiet time during the day lowers your stress and inflammation. These are not theories, they are proven by the way your body responds. A person who lives in rhythm with nature has fewer toxins in their system. Their mind is not full of agitation. Their body digests, sleeps, and heals faster. This reduces aging in every part of the body. Wrinkles are slower to form. Eyes remain brighter. Skin holds its glow, not because of magic, but because of alignment. Nature doesn't rush a flower to bloom, yet it always does. In the same way, when you stop rushing your own process and instead nourish it, your body responds with grace. Looking younger is just the outer mirror of an inner harmony. Your immune system strengthens. Your joints remain fluid. Your smile becomes genuine, and people feel it. They don't just see a youthful face, they feel your peaceful presence. Stress is one of the greatest enemies of youth, but stress thrives in disorder. If your day is filled with artificial light, late night noise, constant distraction, and no space to breathe or move, stress will grow like a weed. But if your life has simplicity, early sleep, fresh food, walking, breathing, silence, stress cannot root deeply. This allows your body to rest more often, repair more quickly, and function more efficiently. These are the true ingredients of youth. You don't need to retreat to a forest to live naturally. You just need to observe what the body asks, what the sun suggests, and what your breath knows. Take off your shoes more often. Eat food with your hands, breathe with your belly, spend time near trees. Watch the stars instead of a screen, drink water without ice. These are not ancient customs to be romanticized. They are reminders of the body's design. They return you to a rhythm that your cells remember, even if your habits have forgotten. In the end, looking young is not a goal. It is a side effect. It is the body saying thank you for listening, for slowing down, for respecting the laws that have always been there. When you live in harmony with nature, you don't need to pretend to be young. You are young not by number, but by function, by spirit, by clarity. The mirror doesn't lie, but neither does your energy. And when the two reflect peace, softness, vitality, that is when people begin to ask, how do you look this way? And the answer is simple. I stopped fighting life, I began to live it. The art of inner peace is not something learned overnight. It is a practice, a journey, and a conscious decision made again and again, to not be moved by every storm, to not be shaken by every noise, and to not carry every emotion as a burden. When someone looks younger than their age, it is often because they have learned this art. Their body is not constantly in fight or flight mode. Their nervous system is not overloaded with chaos. Their breath flows without effort. This peace within translates into stillness on the outside, on the face, in the posture, in the way they walk into a room without needing to be seen, because they already see themselves clearly. Inner peace creates an environment where the body does not need to age defensively. Most aging is not simply about the passing of years, but about the way the body wears down under tension, stress, and unresolved emotion. Every moment of anger, every hidden anxiety, every suppressed frustration adds weight. This weight doesn't just sit in the mind, it settles in the body, in the eyes, in the shoulders, in the skin. But when a person carries less within, the body reflects that lightness. Their skin is not constantly stressed. Their digestion is not constantly inflamed. Their sleep is not disturbed by racing thoughts. Inner peace protects the body from unnecessary damage. This peace is not the absence of challenges. It is the ability to remain rooted in the middle of challenge, to stay calm in the noise and quiet in the storm. It means having a relationship with your thoughts that is not hostile. You see them, but you are not ruled by them. You observe your emotions, but you are not drowned by them. This space between you and your inner experience is what creates peace. And that space becomes the atmosphere in which your body can heal, renew, and rejuvenate itself. People who have mastered this art often appear younger, not because they are trying to be, but because they are not trying to be anything. They have stopped performing, comparing, racing. They don't live by external validation. Their energy flows inward, is nurtured, and then flows outward again, naturally. This cycle of inward and outward balance creates vitality. Their body is not worn out by needing to impress or prove. Their mind is not tangled in conflict. Their heart is not exhausted from constantly pleasing others. This calm foundation allows the body to slow its aging process. Breath is one of the first signs of peace. A peaceful person breathes deeper, slower, more fully. They are not gasping for energy or forcing their way through the day. Their breath is an anchor, not an afterthought, and this breath regulates the nervous system, balances the hormones, and improves circulation, all of which are deeply connected to how young or old someone looks. A person who breathes with awareness looks more alive. There is color in their face, clarity in their voice, and softness in their gaze. These are the subtle signs of inner peace. When you are constantly in a state of reaction, life becomes exhausting. That exhaustion wears out your body and quickens the visible signs of aging. But when you live from a place of response instead of reaction, you give yourself space to act wisely, to move gently, and to live intentionally. This intention reduces chaos in the mind, and that stillness reaches the body. Muscles remain more relaxed, the immune system stays balanced, and the mind no longer sends out danger signals that accelerate the breakdown of cells. In this way, peace is not just emotional, it is biological. Peace also allows you to make better choices without effort. When the mind is calm, it doesn't crave escape through food, distractions, or stimulants. It seeks what nourishes, not what numbs. And when your choices are nourishing, your body thrives. You are drawn to water, to clean air, to meaningful movement. You choose rest over late night scrolling. You choose walking in nature over sitting in traffic. These choices are not forced. They are natural outcomes of a peaceful inner world. And this lifestyle naturally slows the aging process. Another aspect of inner peace is emotional maturity. You don't take everything personally. You don't carry grudges for years. You forgive not for others, but to free yourself. You let go quickly, not because you are weak, but because holding on is too heavy. This emotional lightness reflects on your face. The eyes are softer, the jaw is relaxed, the skin is not tense from holding in anger. You may have lines, but they are not hardened. They are gentle, like the folds of a well-worn robe, proof of living, not signs of decay. Looking younger is not about erasing years. It is about not carrying extra ones. Many people are 40 in age, but they wear 60 years of emotional baggage. A peaceful person at 50 may carry only 30. That difference shows, not because of age itself, but because of weight. Peace is the art of carrying only what matters. And when you live like that, the body listens. It lets go of stress. It returns to balance, and it rewards you with youth. Not artificial, but authentic. To master the art of inner peace is not to live a life free from trouble, but to live in a way that trouble does not stay in you. When it passes, it leaves no mark, and your body in response remains clear, light, and vibrant. This is the true foundation of looking younger than your age, living in harmony with your own heart. Discipline and simplicity are often misunderstood in today's world. People associate discipline with rigidity, rules, and punishment. Simplicity is often mistaken for lack or poverty, but when practiced in truth, they are the foundations of a life that is not only peaceful, but visibly youthful. A person who looks younger than their age has likely made these two principles a silent part of their daily life. Their face reflects order, their eyes reflect clarity, their body reflects intention. These qualities are not accidental. They come from living with less noise, fewer distractions, and more awareness. Discipline does not mean restriction. It means choosing what serves you again and again, even when it's not easy. It means getting up when the world sleeps, not for the sake of a trend, but because that time is quiet and sacred. It means preparing your meals with care instead of grabbing something mindlessly. It means giving time to movement, stillness, and reflection every day. Not when you feel like it, but because it shapes your energy. This repetition of intentional action builds strength within, and the body mirrors it. You see it in the posture upright, balanced, relaxed. You see it in the skin clear, nourished, alive. You hear it in the voice firm yet calm. Simplicity works hand in hand with discipline. A person who lives simply doesn't mean they lack resources. It means they know what is enough. They do not overconsume. They do not fill every corner of their time and space with stimulation. Their home, their mind, their body are kept clean not for show, but for sanity. There's peace in a life that's not overloaded. There's calm in knowing what truly matters. When the mind is not crowded with unnecessary decisions, the nervous system relaxes. And when it relaxes, aging slows. Most people age rapidly because of the chaos they allow into their daily lives. From the moment they wake up, they are overwhelmed. Notifications, noise, deadlines, endless choices. The nervous system never finds rest. Sleep is shallow, meals are rushed, movement is forgotten. This is not living, it's surviving. But the disciplined and simple life offers another way. It begins and ends with awareness. You eat not because the clock says it's time, but because you feel hunger. You rest not because you are exhausted, but because you honor your body's cycles. You move daily not to burn calories, but to keep your energy flowing. These are small choices, but over time they shape the body into a vessel of longevity. You don't need to live in the mountains to live simply. You just need to make space for breath, for silence, for quality, owning fewer things, eating fewer ingredients, speaking fewer unnecessary words. These all contribute to an inner and outer peace. The more you let go, the more your body has space to heal. Complexity causes stress. Simplicity invites balance. And balance is deeply connected to health, and health to youth. Discipline teaches the body not to waste energy. When you go to sleep on time every night, your hormones regulate. When you avoid processed foods and artificial stimulants, your digestion becomes more efficient. When you commit to daily movement, your joints stay supple and your spine stays aligned. These are the foundations of looking and feeling younger. You're not delaying age, you're optimizing function, you're not pretending to be youthful. You are maintaining what is naturally yours through consistent right action. A person who lacks discipline often relies on motivation, which is temporary and inconsistent, but someone who has cultivated discipline moves regardless of mood. They rise early because it keeps them centered. They meditate even when the mind is busy. They fast when needed. They rest when required. This kind of person carries a calm certainty, and it shows. You see it in their walk. You feel it in their energy. They don't look younger because they are trying to appear so. They look younger because they are less burdened, more grounded, and deeply alive. Simplicity also means emotional cleanliness. Holding on to too many memories, attachments, judgments, or grudges clouds the heart. A simple heart forgives easily. A simple mind lets go quickly. Emotional clutter leads to tension in the body, tight jaws, stiff shoulders, furrowed brows. But when the emotional world is kept clean through daily awareness and release, the body remains soft. A soft body is a youthful body, not soft from weakness, but soft from lack of unnecessary tension. Living a life of discipline and simplicity may not look glamorous. It doesn't involve extremes. It doesn't demand applause, but it creates a glow that no makeup can replicate. A person who has spent 10 years waking with the sun, eating whole foods, sitting in silence, and serving with sincerity will look and feel very different from someone chasing trends, surviving on stimulants and avoiding stillness. The difference is visible in the eyes, in the skin, in the energy they carry into a room. In the end, youth is not just about skin or hair. It's about energy, rhythm, presence. When your days are guided by discipline, they become steady. When your life is shaped by simplicity, it becomes spacious. This steadiness and spaciousness creates the perfect environment for vitality. You're not scattered, distracted, or lost in excess. You are clear, centered, and calm, and that, more than any product or procedure, is what keeps you young. Carrying the burden of the past is one of the heaviest weights a human can hold. It shows not only in posture, but in the face, in the eyes, in the way a person breathes and speaks. Emotional burdens, especially those unprocessed, become physical over time. They slow down your energy, distort your perception, and age you faster than the passing years. But when a person chooses to release the past, not by forgetting it, but by no longer identifying with it, they begin to lighten. And in that lightness the body responds. It softens, it opens, it heals. This is why someone who doesn't carry the burden of the past often looks younger than their age. They are not dragging every yesterday into today. Many people live as though the past is still happening. A moment of failure becomes a lifetime of fear. A painful relationship becomes a barrier to all future love. A harsh word spoken long ago becomes a script played over and over in the mind. These mental loops exhaust the system. They create chronic stress, and stress is not just emotional, it's chemical. It floods the body with hormones that accelerate aging, weaken immunity, disturb sleep, and damage skin. To look young is not to erase all memory, but to be free from its control. It is to live with memory, not as memory. Freedom from the past begins with awareness. It means recognizing the weight you are holding: stories, identities, grudges, regrets, and asking, is this still needed? Is this helping or harming? Most of the time, the mind holds onto pain out of habit. It clings to old narratives because they feel familiar, even if they hurt. But what is familiar is not always true, and what is painful is not always permanent. When you start seeing the past not as who you are, but as what happened, you create distance. In that distance, peace begins. Letting go of the past does not mean denying it. It means honoring it for what it taught you, and then allowing yourself to evolve. It's like carrying a heavy bag on a journey. At first it seems necessary, but after a while it becomes obvious. You can walk better without it. The face relaxes when the heart is no longer clenched. The shoulders drop when the mind is no longer carrying shame, anger, or regret. Breathing becomes deeper, digestion improves, and slowly the body begins to restore its natural vitality. This is not mystical, it is biological. The body thrives in the absence of emotional heaviness. A youthful appearance is often the result of emotional clarity. People who forgive easily, who move on with grace, who do not replay conflict in their minds for years, they retain a softness. This softness is not weakness, it is openness. The ability to keep the heart open even after it has been hurt, the mind clear even after confusion, the body relaxed even after trauma, that is strength. And that strength is visible. People notice it not just in the lack of wrinkles, but in the presence of calm. In the way someone listens fully, in the way they smile without pretending. The burden of the past can also take the form of identity. People say, "This is who I am," but often they are just repeating who they used to be. They tie themselves to an old version of self, a mistake, a wound, a role, and refuse to grow out of it. This stunts growth, and when energy stops flowing, the body becomes stagnant. Aging accelerates, movement becomes heavy. But when you let go of these fixed ideas about yourself, life begins to flow again. You become curious, open, flexible. And these qualities are deeply youthful. Sleep is another area affected by unresolved past experiences. When the mind carries unprocessed emotion, sleep is disturbed. The body never enters full rest. Healing is slowed. Skin loses its glow, eyes become dull. But when the past is put down truly and gently, sleep deepens. The body uses that rest to regenerate. You don't just wake up looking better. You wake up feeling lighter. Over time, this difference becomes visible to others. They see someone who is not worn down by time, but renewed by presence. Living without the burden of the past also changes the way you relate to others. You no longer project old pain onto new people. You don't expect betrayal, rejection, or hurt in every situation. You meet each moment as it is, not as it once was. This freshness keeps the heart young, and the heart governs so much of our outer appearance. When the heart is heavy, it drags the body down. When the heart is light, the body lifts. You also begin to live with less fear. Much of aging is accelerated by fear, fear of being hurt again, fear of loss, fear of failure. But when the past no longer controls you, fear loosens its grip. You become more open to life. You try new things, meet new people, explore new paths. This openness creates movement. Movement keeps energy circulating. Circulating energy keeps you young. In every tradition, there is the wisdom that says, release what no longer serves. This is not just spiritual advice, it is a path to health. The body cannot carry both healing and hurt. It will choose one. When you choose healing, you are choosing youth, vibrancy, and presence. You are saying, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose now. And so, if someone tells you that you look younger than your age, understand it as a deeper message. It may mean that your heart has been cleaned, your mind has been emptied, and your body has been freed from the past. You are not just existing, you are living unburdened. That is why your energy feels light. That is why your face carries peace. And that is why your age becomes a number, not a limitation.